All right, welcome back to another episode of Offbeat Adventures. And we're standing here once again on the grade of the former Canadian Northern Railway and later Canadian National Railways, Dorion, and then subsequently Kinghorn Subdivision. We are, as you can see, on the northwest side, I guess, of this small trestle here that separates Chemo Lake to this side, to the east, and Shamrock Lake to the west. We're picking up right where we left off on a previous hike. You can see the milepost marker here, so 99.4. That is the mileage on the Kinghorn line. The previous lines, we have to cut that in half, so that becomes 49.7. So where we are here is we're at a place called, and if you actually Google it, it'll come up. We're at a place called East McKirdy. And there's kind of a lot that's kind of going on here. Just a quick note about the weather, kind of a really goofy day. You can see the cloud here, blue sky here. It's just going to be kind of a mixed bag of conditions. So again, where we are here is we're on the sort of just below the southern end of Orient Bay, just north of Nipigon here in the municipality of Greenstone. Here you can see the massive ridges of the Pidgetawabik Palisades. Just an absolutely gorgeous area. So again, here where we are here is a place called East McKirdy, and this is the first of actually several stops that are named McKirdy. And there's a lot going on. You can see there's a house. I don't know, well, you can see it on the camera. There's a house just across there. That was the former section house here at McKirdy. And then there was a bunch of other stuff that was happening here. So East McKirdy, I had to bring my sort of cold notes today because there's so much to remember and I can't remember it all. So basically, the name McKirdy was actually named after a guy named William McKirdy, who was a very prominent businessman, outfitter, trapper, etc. in this area. And again, there's a series of stops. There's actually 3 places named McKirdy. And so East McKirdy, where we are here, this first appeared on timetables in 1938. And I'll put up a timetable here. And it basically shows up as a kind of, at times it shows up as a station, but really all it was a spur here. And the spur lasted until the spur was disconnected in 1956. And then further up, there's a place actually called McCurdy Station, which was one of the original sort of stations on the line. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get here. Now, a bunch of stuff that's also happening here. And so I'm going to flash up my CN profile map. So right about here in this area, just kind of on this side of the bridge, there used to be a couple of things. So there used to be a motor car shed, and basically the little motor cars that they used to use to patrol the line. If you haven't seen it, you have to check out a little movie short from the National Film Board of Canada called The Railrodder. I'll put up a link in the description. So there was a little motor car shed. Somehow at some point it got moved to the other side of the bridge. And so if you go to my website, and there's a link in the description, you'll actually see some information about McKirdy, and you'll see a picture of the line in this area here, and you'll see that motor car shed. So let's jump up on the bike here. What else was here? Again, the spur was here. It's not easy to see. The funny thing about that is that the spur still shows up, so I'm guessing it's still here in the 1970s, because in the last issue of the topographic map, you can actually see the spur that's here. It kind of looks, they show it as kind of a siding, but it wasn't a siding. It was just a spur. Somewhere over here as well, there was a bunkhouse, and I've kind of looked, but I haven't seen anything. Ballast is not bad. This is a fairly well-traveled section. We're actually going to see some people just up ahead who are picking up knocked over trees and stuff on the grade. Again, you can see the sky. It's one of those goofy days where it's warm, but then it's not warm. Okay, we're gonna pull over here. Come here, Luna. Okay, so the challenge with this area here is trying to figure out exactly where everything is. The spur should have been somewhere here. Like, there's not a lot of room. You can kind of see something here, and when we get a little bit further, I can show you. It does appear that you can kind of see where the spur might have been. Somewhere in here as well, there used to be a bunkhouse. Somewhere in here, it looks like there's some open areas and stuff inside there. You can see that, you know, obviously the spur couldn't have been on this side, right? Because you have this fairly large cutting here. Looks like the sun's going to completely pop out soon. Oh, we're into the thick ballast here. So here, as I was talking about, you can kind of see, it almost looks like there's ties in here as well. But you can kind of make out, like right here, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but there's indentations right here. There's one there, there's one there, there's one here, there's one here. So definitely you can see the remains of the spur that was here. Okay, just continue on here. So right here we got a little sort of geography change. Here comes the sun, and it's going to be sunny from here on in because I just see clear sky here. So here we have the remains of a telegraph pole. Seen better days. You can see it's all a big jumble of pieces. So here the geography changes, and we get into a kind of a swampy area. But around here is McKirdy Station, the beginning of McKirdy Station, and you can kind of see this area here. Again, the siding is not easy to see. I think because they've been gone for such a long time. So I kind of see this area here off to the side. See this big swamp. You can see again some of the ridges of the Palisades. So appears like some areas have been kind of washed out. So again, McKirdy Station was one of the original stations on the line when it was constructed, and really there was nothing here. I believe McKirdy was just a get my Coles notes here. McKirdy was just a flag stop, and there was just a siding. Again, usually I try to remember this stuff, but there's too much stuff going on here. So what I'll do is I'll flash up some timetables here in the map. Yeah, I didn't write down too much about McKirdy itself. So the siding here was pulled up around the late 60s, or at least discontinued. The use of it was discontinued, and again, it appears on that topographic map. So we're going to hold up here for a second, and then we're going to continue our journey to the west here.